All right. What is going on, y'all? What is going on? This is episode 1. I have changed my shirt because that's the only way you can tell that I'm doing a different episode on this. It's going to be a lot of uhs in the beginning, so I'm trying to control that and get better at this kind of thing. But I'm kind of dig this shirt. You know, it's reversible and you can wear it backwards or forward, so I can never, ever put it on wrong. And that is the kind of thing that guys need, because we just got to go sometimes. We don't even think or want to think about what we're wearing. We just want to put on shirts and then go do nothing if we could. We'll do something, but just kind of get to where we got to get and all that. Yeah, it's been a crazy day. A lot of things going on, a lot of things changing. I've always been trying to be a positive person, even when there's, stuff going on. No matter what, you got to find the positive in things of life. If you're ever in a situation where you don't feel like things are going good or stagnant, man, just give some gratitude. Just give a little gratitude. That's your positivity fortune cookie for today. When you don't feel like you're being given anything, give some gratitude, I've been teetering on getting back into stand-up. Like I've been nonstop writing for years and years and years and never really practiced my material. And I think it's time to get back into it, man. I've been having this itch for like months. I did about a full year, but I always got pulled into other projects, with filming and comedy shows or other improv shows that I've been doing. But I always go back to my roots. I did it for so many years, and I loved just being on stage and that shaking feeling, that energy that you feel like just before you get on stage. It's such a drug. And then when you hit a good night of jokes with the audience and you really got your lines and your punches and your segues and everything hit, like, man, it's cloud 9 every time, man. Cloud 9. And then you got to go home, try to ride out the rest of that high, but you can't. So, try to chill, but you can't. I miss it. And I'm so proud of like all the people that I've known all my life, that I've grown up with, that I've spent time with, that I've known for years, and see them from starting to where they are now. That is a level of inspiration, That just makes me want to get back on my game and get back to it and just be like on their level. If I could reach their level at this point, I would have to work, double hard to get there. But it's such a drive and such a fun time to see that. It's crazy when you've been knowing people like 10 years, how much has changed in that process. You know who they are and you care for them and all this other stuff, but like to see them grow over that time, it's like the coolest thing ever. Share stories with them. You always seem to go back to like the good old days. Everybody talks about that, the good old days. And it's called the good old days for a reason, because you can't do any of that now. Like you can't do some of the stuff you did back in the good old days. You would be probably bankrupt or divorced or, not good things happening. I have so many friends that will share those stories, and I know I've heard them like 8 times to 25 times, but I still do this thing where I let them tell the story just to get the excitement out of them. And then what I'll do is I'll almost like foreshadow what they got coming up on it. And they get so riled up when they tell the story, like, yeah. It's just this interesting little like make your own story, but you know how it ends. But it's like they're telling the story like they're living it again. And so you want them to enjoy the story even more, even though you already know what the outcome is. I don't know. It's just it's a little fun thing that I like to do with myself. I even catch myself sometimes repeating stories over and over again. And that's what storytelling's about. You know, it's a fun thing to do. Just yeah. I had one guy tell me this story about how he had to install some pool equipment for a customer, and the guy offered him like a large amount. He was going to go in there with a specific amount already set up, and I think it was like, I don't know, it was like $5,000 he was going to charge the guy just to do the whole thing because he ran off the homeowner ran off the other construction guy. And so when my buddy came in and he walked up and he said, all right, asked the guy, he's like, I can get this done for you. Give me like a week or two. The guy said, I'll give you 15 grand if you can get it done by Friday. And sure enough, this was on a Wednesday. He's like, I will have it done by Friday. And then what he did was he was talking to this girl at this time, or just kind of had this thing going on. And what they did was they took all that money and he just went to Florida and just burned through it for like the next 3 weeks to a month. Like, had the time of his life out there. And see, I know the story because he's told me it so many times. And they didn't come back until the money ran out. Like some vagabonds, if that's even the right word to use, or like carpetbaggers. It's like those people you always see in the movie that are on the run. They got like a bunch of money. Cops are after them. But like it's like the Bonnie Clyde kind of thing. It's so crazy. So when he told me that, and he started getting into the story, and I already had known it was coming up, I was like, oh man, like, were you gonna charge him like $5,000 or like $7,000? He's like, nah, man, I was gonna do about $5,000. It was so, and like, it was just coming up, and I went to go tell the guy. Let me guess, he wanted you to like do it in like less than a week. Yeah. He wanted like that week, and I told him he was gonna do it. I could do it in next week and all that. But then he cut me the check. Oh, like how much was the check for? Bruh, 15 grand. 15 grand for 15 grand. Dude, that's a lot of money. I mean, all that cash, you know, you probably should have gone on like a trip or something. Yeah. I did go on a trip, man. I was talking to this girl one time and we just like went to Florida. Man, dude, that kind of money, like, it was so funny. He was still telling the joke or still telling the story. And I'm just like, pretty much telling him I know the story. But you don't want to take people's thunder, you know? You don't want to take nobody's thunder like that. Just slap them with it. You want to take that thunder and let them, I don't know, make fireworks out of it. Blow it out their butt. I'm not cutting any of this, so I'm going to say the most random things that just come to mind when I talk about this kind of stuff. It's crazy, you know, talking to kids. After you've had a kid, it's crazy talking to kids after that. Because, you know, you're always like, this is a little human being, and they have so much to learn. You want to give them all the knowledge, but you can't. But it's cool to kind of see that freedom in people when they talk about stuff. And they come up with the weirdest things. I was talking to my son the other day, and we're trying to learn Spanish, practicing Spanish. And he tried to say something in Spanish called fish sandwich, un sandwich de pescado. And he turned to me, he's like, why is it called a sandwich, not a sandfish? And I was like, I don't know, but I kind of like that idea, and I think we're going to go raw with it. I'm going to start calling fish sandwiches this sandfish, you know? A sandfish, one of those things. It's just crazy, man. And you talk in such a weird octave when you talk to kids. Like, I see all parents and all people do this that have had kids. They always talk in this weird octave to other kids. Like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? It's like you don't even talk like that. Why are you talking like that? Just talk to the people. I don't know if we do the higher cadence just because we want to, you know, make it sound exciting to them or connect with them, or I don't know. And all you seem to be doing is asking questions. When you talk to kids, you just always like, so how's your day? How's it going? What's this? What's that? You sound like just an interviewer, and they haven't caught on to that. So thankfully they answer stuff, or they say the The one where they always like to say, or this phrase, they always say, I don't know. What'd you learn at school today? I don't know. What'd you do today? I don't know. But I bet you if you drop them off at the grandparents' house, oh, they'll tell you all about their day. Spoil Central. That's what I call grandparents' house now. That's Spoil Central. That is the central hub of spoiling grandkids. It's like grandparents and nannies and aunts and uncles. Can't trust them. Can't trust them. Because you know they're going to hype that kid up with so much attention and so much sugar, and then they just give it to you, and then you got to deal with that for the rest of the day. It's like, thanks a lot. I think they do it as like a little joke sometimes. I know I've done it before. I'm like, haha, here you go there, my sister. Take your son back. He's had three candy bars, some Jell-O, and an iced coffee. Yeah, I don't like kids who drink coffee. Jeez. Talk about thunderbolts of lightning just cross all over. If there's a way to harness that kind of stuff and get them to paint the walls of a house, man, you'd have like the quickest painting system in the world. I'm ready to like do some camping. I'm ready to go in the woods and just relax, sit by a fire in the middle of nowhere, just wondering if there's like a crazy animal or crazy person out there. I'm always worried about that. I'm always worried like if there's like a crazy person just watching me. I always feel like I'm being watched, especially like, you smoke or you drink out there. It just puts a little bit of high alertness on that kind of thing. Yep. It's quiet out there, man. You could really think some thoughts while you're doing that kind of stuff. I really, really, if I could have one thing happen to me while I go camping, I so badly want to see aliens. Like so bad. I go to campsites where there's these big open fields and like I just stand out there looking, I'm like, yeah, this be a good place for an alien to land. This be a good place for a spaceship to land. Just, man, come on. I've screamed it out in the woods too of like, in the darkness, like, all right, aliens, ready to see you. You can come on down now. Just something, man, just something. I just want to see it. I want to go inside the spacecraft, but I don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing. You have no defense if you go inside those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got nothing. You know what's going to happen? The minute they close them doors, it's sealed shut and it's over. You're at the mercy of these superior beings, in a sense. I don't know. We don't know how smart they are. They got to be some kind of smarts. But like, we don't know what they are. Still, I just want to see one. I just want to see one so bad. Or Bigfoot. I'd be down to see a Bigfoot too. I would not approach a Bigfoot. I would do either of these events in the woods from a distance safely to where I could just like take a photo. Like I just want a nice photo or video. Like I want to do, I would do like a reel of just me outside, like, hey guys, here I am, standing outside the mystery spaceship, UFO here, or I don't know what the new name for it is, I don't know, the UAP or something, unidentified anomaly paraphernalia phenomena thing, I don't know. I'm sticking to UFO. I'm not changing it. I'm not changing UFO for 1 second whatsoever. I'm not, no, I'm sticking to that. It's easy peasy, whatever that rest of this, beautiful la 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 la. Yeah, man, aliens. I don't know about y'all, but I want to see them just land. Just come on down. I feel like Earth, just Earth in general. I feel Earth was like a science experiment that someone just left in the closet and forgot all about, and these aliens just come on by and just see it. Like, oh, let's check up on our experiment. Like, oh gosh, it looks horrible. It's nothing like we thought it was going to turn out to be. It's gross. It's disgusting. Ugh. You know, should we just like burn it all and start? No. Don't worry about it. It seems that the virus will just kill itself and take care of itself or whatever. I really do, man. I feel like Earth was just a big petri dish because we're just in this big science experiment all by ourselves, and we got all this stuff around us. Yeah. So there you go. Earth is just a big petri dish because we ain't got nothing anywhere else. I wonder what's gonna happen when like people get born on other planets. Like, we're gonna start having like intergalactic stuff. You know, are we going to share knowledge? Are we going to develop new things? It's all like crazy futuristic stuff that I think about. Like, I live in the South. Like, what if there are Martian Cajuns? You know, Cajun Martians. What would they sound like, you know? They don't have any bayous. Would they have like redneck Martians? There you go. I mean, that would make more sense. Redneck Martians, because they live on a red planet. They would just be neck Martians, because everything's already red. And oh my gosh, I just want to see the first person to wear a cowboy hat on Mars or like another planet. Like, what cultural stuff will we bring over there? Or like, will we just leave it all behind and say, you know what, we're going to start fresh. None of this stuff from Earth. We're going to go up there with just logic. No celebrities, no nothing. Just logic. And some crazy robot stuff world goes on, you know? That'd be a kind of a cool movie to make. Or like some with the moon, you know? Like me and my buddy were talking about this one time. It's like a moon based system. There was like some kind of machine on the moon that would emits a light over the Earth, but like keeps the Earth living. Like, it was going through a dystopian area, but this light was helping keep the plant life growing. It was bringing life back in a sense. The problem is that it wasn't allowing people to like decease. So like, people would die, but they would be zombies, you know, because this light, and you can never turn it off. And the light is completely self-automated. So there's like a whole system of machines that are there to protect it and to not modify it, but just operate the whole system. It's completely self-sustained, automated to the T. And, you know, people realize that it's this light that's hitting the Earth that's not letting anything decease as it needs to be. Like, everything just keeps kind of going in a sense. Everybody still kind of ages normally. And, you know, a group of people decide to figure out how to get up there and go turn off the light that's being emitted, or the laser that's being emitted. But what happens is that the automation machines decide that they are threats, and now trying to defend the machine from the people that actually built it, that are trying to go up there to modify or fix it, or I don't know what M word I'm trying to think of. You ever have that problem? Like, you ever have that problem just trying to come up with the word you're trying to say? It gets frustrating, man. It reminds me of like a cartoon show I used to watch called Doug. It was like back in the day on Nickelodeon, when Nickelodeon was like super cool. But this dude, Doug, had his best friend named Mosquito, and his name was Skeeter. But Skeeter had a dad, and his dad would have issues like remembering words, and he would get so frustrated. Like he had one episode where he was mad at his son, and he's like, you're what's the word where you can't go outside anymore? And then Skeeter said grounded. He's like, you're grounded. Like he couldn't remember the word. And like, I'm getting to that point, and it's so frustrating. I feel like I need to walk around with a dictionary sometimes. Like I got a good memory of words, but like sometimes it's just brain fart on the whole word. It's crazy, man. Yeah. So remember words. Expand your knowledge. Read a dictionary. Or as I had one teacher, if you didn't know the answer, it was like his own little way of cursing you out. He would say, why don't you go look it up in a Funk Wagnall? Which I thought he was just saying the F word every time. I don't know what a Wagnall was. I thought it was just some other kind of slur, just trying to say you weren't smart. But apparently that is a renowned dictionary of sorts called a Funk Wagnall. It's an actual thing. So, yeah. Funk Wagnall. Now we just say Google it. Everybody just says Google it on everything. But, tell people that once in a while. Switch it up. Switch it up a little bit. Tell them to go look it up in a Funk Wagnall. Just to see their like their reaction to it all, Yeah. I never know how to end these things. I could keep going on stuff, but it's a good episode. This is episode 1. I'm kind of all right, feeling it out, getting a little bit better at this stuff. It's gonna take time, of course. If there's anything you want me to talk about, hey, leave a like, leave a comment, give me a little something. I can probably come up with something on the spot of things. But it's been great talking to you. Thank you for listening. Hit me up, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.